Pooh!
Wib Wobbers, Robbett here. Welcome to Robbett Watch Liberty Way Edition. This is perhaps the biggest and best update Wib Wob has gotten in a very long time, so let's dive in and check it out. First up is the addition of the Lucky Crank. If you're familiar with Puni Puni or have watched my videos, the Lucky Crank is a hybrid of the Event Gacha and the Dream Roulette. It costs 4,000 Y money to crank, but there are a ton of great yokai in there. Most importantly, however, are the Libertynyan SS Pass and Unikirin. That's right, Unikirin can now be cranked so long as the Lucky Crank is around. Libertynyan SS is a new yokai that is likely the most powerful attacker available. We'll talk more about that later. With the Lucky Crank also comes Lucky 4th of July coins. The coins are a more limited version of what you can get in the Lucky Crank, and they focus on some of the best yokai as well as some of the new and past exclusives. As for that Libertynyan SS Pass, once you have it, you get a chance to battle him in order to befriend him. In addition to Libertynyan's new SS form, he also got a new S form as well. During the event, you can gather event points by tapping the event balls and claim a variety of prizes, including a lucky coin and various other things. Libertynyan S is available during the map as a befriendable hidden stage. When battling Libertynyan S, there are a few yokai that can really help you out. Mr. Sanmei will do extra damage, around 5 times normal, to Libertynyan S. Pook Evil will block around half of the damage taken during the battle. Using the original Libertynyan will block a small portion of damage. You can find Sanmei on a hidden stage within the map, and once you befriend him you can use the Sand Suit, which is available in the Lucky Crank, to fuse him into Mr. Sanmei. Alright, there aren't any new yokai other than the hidden stages and those in the Lucky Crank, so we're going to blast through these other stages. As you can likely tell, Liberty Way is a reissue of the Mystery Way map, which has been recently used in both Wib Wob and Puni. The yokai on the map are switched out, and we've only got 2 hidden stages, but they're really the main focus of the event in any case. We have new event missions that focus on leveling up the new yokai and collecting stars along Liberty Way. The first boss is Libertynyan. Actually, all the bosses are Libertynyan, but they have different stats. The first boss has 4,500 hit points and does 282 damage. I've been traveling and jet lag definitely got the better of me here. I was setting up a bunch of befrienders to try and befriend him, which you can't do, and I already have him maxed out. I was tired. Moving on to the next map, Super Liberty Way, we'll once again blaze past a bunch of the stages until we reach the first hidden stage. If you weren't around for it, last 4th of July we also got a Libertynyan event, and Libertynyan is wholly unique to Wib Wob. He can't be found in any other game. In order to open the hidden stage, you need to beat stage 19 in under 65 seconds. The first hidden stage features Sanmei, and despite being very low rank, he's a huge pain in the butt to befriend. You're going to want him, and the Sand Suit, if you want extra help beating Libertynyan S. It took me around 20 tries to befriend him. Sanmei is a heartful E-rank single attacker. With that, we're off toward the boss of Super Liberty Way. In addition to being helpful against Libertynyan S, Mr. Sanmei, the fused form, is a heartful B-rank single attacker. Given you'd likely need to use soul secrets on him, or take a lot of effort to fuse him over and over, ultimately he's not that useful. Once again, we face Libertynyan. This time, he has 9,000 hit points, but he does a whopping 579 damage. Make no mistake, Libertynyan is no joke. You'll need to take the battle seriously. I didn't, and you can see I had to use a continue this first time I battled him. It isn't his hit points, it's just that tough attack of his. Time to fast forward through a bunch of Ultra Liberty Way. The Yo-kai are going to be more difficult and have more hit points here, but you've likely battled them all before. During all of these battles, event points show up in the form of balls. You need to tap them repeatedly, more times the bigger the ball, in order to claim the points. Once you do, you can then use the points in the event store. There are a ton of good Yo-kai, items, and coins to exchange for, but the prices are pretty steep. Ultra Liberty Way is the longest of the maps, and will continue blasting past these stages. In the case of Ultra Liberty Way, the hidden stage is located all the way at the end past the boss. Here we are, the ultimate official boss of the event, Libertynyan. Interestingly enough, the Ultra Liberty Way battle features 26,000 hit points, yet his attack is lower than Super Liberty Way's Libertynyan, at only 425. This means you'll need to do more damage, a lot more, but you won't sustain as much during each attack. I've chosen to use the two best attack boosters and two great single attackers. Combined, ultimately they yield just about the right damage to beat Libertynyan within a single ultimate each. Beating Ultra Libertynyan will open up the final hidden stage. Hidden Stage 2 is the main attraction here with Libertynyan S, and I'd say the unofficial boss of Liberty Way. The stage is tribe restricted, so you can only use tough, charming, heartful, and slippery Yo-kai. Editing magic, and I've got the right team. Your goal here, other than beating him, is befriending him. The only food we have available to us is the 2-heart ice cream, so it's going to be an uphill battle in more ways than one. Libertynyan S has 35,000 hit points, does 600 damage, and his attack countdown starts at 4 instead of 5. He's tough, really tough. The main issue is simply how fast and hard he attacks. You absolutely need to get into fever with standard Yo-kai if you want a chance at beating him. Trying again, you'll notice at this point I didn't have any of the special Yo-kai to help me. You can get Evil from the Lucky Crank, and he's going to be the most helpful since he cuts the damage by half. If you can befriend Sanma, crank the Sand Suit, and fuse them together, you'll also get a specialized weapon against Libertynyan S. Later, when I battled Libertynyan S with Mr. Sanma at level 50 and Ultimate 7, he did 65,000 damage with 2 maxed attack boosters, which is seriously impressive. Getting into fever allows me to beat Libertynyan S, but no luck befriending him. Similar to Sanma, it took me around 20 tries to befriend Libertynyan S. Libertynyan S is a heartful S-rank all-attacker. He's actually the best all-attacker in the game, with an attack stat of 640, which exceeds even Kieran paired with the Zero Watch by 5 attack points. There, of course, is one last thing in this event: trying to get Libertynyan SS. Libertynyan SS is super important. He's our first tracer in Wib Wob, like Kirakoma was to Puni, and he's devilishly hard to get. I saved up 4 million Y money for this event, and I've now done so many cranks that I have yet to document them all for a video. I've found out some really interesting things, however, so I'm going to have a video all about the lucky crank soon. Once you have a Libertynyan SS pass, you use it in the item screen and you'll be taken to a special stage with only Libertynyan SS on it. Obviously, beating and befriending him are priority number 1, but considering you can only get to the stage with a pass, the stars are important to a player like me who has every star in the game to date. Unfortunately, the 3rd star requires playing the stage with Libertynyan SS, so that one is going to be really tough. If you've seen my Puni videos, battling pass Yo-kai isn't very difficult. They only have around 9,000 hit points and do less than 200 damage. The key is befriending them. I've brought an all-befriending team, and I even cranked until I got Pookievil, who is pretty rare, so I could have a 4th good befriender. I want to make sure I use as many befriending Sultimates as possible, so I allow myself to be beaten and continue to get more time. Ultimately, however, it doesn't matter. He falls but doesn't join my team. I managed to get a second pass, but the same result. So it's no Libertynyan SS for me, yet. I guarantee I'll get him, and I'll show you him when I do. Thanks for watching the video. To stay up to date on the latest Wibble Wobble and Puni information, subscribe to me on YouTube and Twitter. Until the next video, good luck with the crank.